So this time around I'll be reviewing a very famous comic or graphic novel, as people usually like to call it. It's called Blacksad, a Silent Hill. So this is by, I'll give you the names. So the two people have worked on it, Juan Diaz Canale and Juanjo Guarnido. Hopefully I'm pronouncing them right. I'm not very sure. So this is by Dark Horse, the same people who have done the beautiful Hellboy library editions. So this is on the side, says, so it has the Dark Horse logo there, says Blacksad, and I'll give you the blurb at the back, so you can pause it there and read if you want. And so the reason this is very famous is it's because of the artwork. I'll show you the reason why. So there is another book called Armadillo from the same series. The series is about this character. He's the main character. He's a detective, and he lives in a world where anthropomorphic characters, so characters with human and animal features present at the same time occur. And this guy is a panther. He's a detective. So opening it up, this is the artwork. You see beautiful penciling. So look at the sketch. The details in this are so awesome, and like the whole scale and everything. And then there's the backdrop as well. The backdrop is beautiful in my opinion. So this is the kind of artwork that is present on every page of this book, and that is the reason it's so famous and has won multiple awards. Of course, the story is awesome too. This is set in 18th or 19th century, beginning of turn of the 19th century, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, turn of the 19th century, and it's based on the American black people's areas. So back in the 19th century, it used to be called ghettos. So it's based on that areas, and the story is beautiful. So as you can see here, it starts with this. The artwork, the paneling is beautiful, and then it goes on to a cabaret club. So as we'll understand, this graphic novel, it's not for children. It's not at all meant for children. So it's based on New Orleans, for example, a very famous area of 19th century America, where segregation was rampant, and so people were crammed together. And this book has a lot of influence from music and culture from that era of the kind of the rich heritage that black people had, and so on. So this is highly reminiscent of that era, and has a lot of stuff in this. And then I'll show you some of the artwork here. So look at this. It's beautifully done, beautiful in my opinion. The artwork seamlessly blends in with the story. I'll not give away the story. You if you have read the blurb, you know a little bit, but look at the panel details here, for example. And then, so this is one of those books where I've seen lettering put to a great effect. Like I've already reviewed Ring of Nibelung on my channel. That book has a lot of lettering effect. So it's the same here. Mostly it is the lettering is, so it's meant to evoke a kind of rural and raw, how would I put it? It's very common speech. Yeah, so to say, it would be very common speech. But then there are parts where the lettering comes into effect to show you that people are either shouting or they are speaking in high tones and so on. So for example, this panel has a very nice example of what I was talking about. It's a beautiful book. So, and then I'll try to give a pan of this. So see the beautiful artwork here. It's lovely. I highly recommend this book for anyone who likes comics in general and art in general and comics in particular. There's a very dark book, yes. The theme is very gritty and it's more like those noir detective novels you read, and the authors have really been able to keep the whole idea of noir artwork, in my opinion, and the noir theme throughout the book, but they have done a phenomenal job with the artwork and the storyline. And that there it ends, and after the end there's the original watercolor story, and then they show you how the art process really went on. I think this is a very good book for people who want to get into publishing their own comics someday, because there's a lot of structural details on how to go about it, how to do the artwork and so on. It's a beautiful thing. There are different there is an analysis of the different panels that have been done throughout this book, and I think it's a valuable addition to anyone who wants to like really make their own comics someday. I myself do not have the inclination nor the talent to do it, although I like to draw, but I don't think I'm ever going to make a comics as such. But even I feel a lot of appreciation for these panels. And yeah, so it ends there, and at the end you have a little extra story. So present here, I'll not show you the story. It's the same artwork, but yeah. And then there's a biography of Juan Diaz Canale and Juanjo Guardino. Hopefully I am pronouncing it right. I have no idea. And then there's a newspaper here, what's new sprays for Blacksad and so on. So these are actually excerpts from actual real world, our world's newspapers like Entertainment Weekly, and then there's one by Neil Adams and James Steranko, and at the very end there's a 2-page spread artwork as well. And there you have it, Blacksad in all its glory. I think it's a beautiful book to own, an awesome collection addition to your collection, and so on. And yeah, as always, if you have any questions, any comments, anything to say, feel free to do it in the comment section below. And yeah, happy reading.